Hey everyone, it's Brooks here with another video, and today I'm going to be going over the results of WWE Bad Blood. They started off the event, of course, with the countdown and all that, and then after all that was all said and done, cut to Samantha Irvin, who was already in the ring, singing God Bless America. That was cool. And then they had the hosts. You heard me right, the host, as in plural. Naomi, Bianca Belair, and Jade Cargill come out to start the event properly, in which they started off with the, how do they call it, a blood feud, quite literally, between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre inside Hell in a Cell. And both these guys were fuming, dressed in black. McIntyre had like an armband out of respect for CM Punk. And Punk was paying homage to the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, with the black and gray, with some hearts on the trunks, in reference to Shawn's involvement in the first ever Hell in a Cell match a little over 30 years ago with The Undertaker at Bad Blood. And much like that very first Cell match, it got brutal, it got bloody. Punk was the first one cut open because of McIntyre beating him with the steps. And even like a toolbox got involved at one point, in which Punk used to cut open McIntyre. Like wrenches and beads even got used at one point. Of course, chairs, tables, a chain near the end of it. Just hitting each other with their best moves, like McIntyre trying to go for the Claymore multiple times, Punk would go to sleep. Even at a time where McIntyre was going for that Future Shock DDT, but Punk was able to get out of the way of it. And then, of course, McIntyre was starting to get a little cocky at the end of it, bringing Punk's family, his wife AJ, and Larry back into the fold. And that came back to bite McIntyre in the arse. Punk hit him with a couple go-to-sleeps after a while, and then wrapped a chain around his knee and hit him with one more go-to-sleep and ended it all. And both these guys were spent after it all, between the amount of blood, sweat, and I'm sure there were some tears. And there was a part near the middle of the match, I think, that I almost forgot to mention, where McIntyre was on his knees, looked like he was begging CM Punk to end it, but suckered him in with a low blow. But yeah, in the end of it all, CM Punk defeated Drew McIntyre with a go-to-sleep, and I didn't get that right, so yeah. I mean, I'm happy to be wrong. I would have been happy with either one winning, honestly. Just glad that they can have that behind them, hopefully now. And then it was title match time for Bayley against Nia Jax. In between, they were showing some of the legends and Hall of Famers in the crowd, like Lillian Garcia, Jacqueline, Goldberg. And keep Goldberg in mind, because he's going to be played as a factor later on. But of course, it was Bayley trying to take the women's championship from Nia Jax, in which Nia was dominant in the beginning, and Bayley tried getting in some offense with her more quick agileness, even to the point where she had Nia up for a Samoan drop and actually connected it. And I'm sure her back's going to be feeling it for a long time afterward because Jax is pretty big. Then, of course, after a while, the referee, Jessica Carr, got taken down. And that was the opening for Tiffany Stratton to try to cash in her Money in the Bank contract, in which Nia Jax saw that and started getting pissed. So that relationship's going to deteriorate sooner rather than later. Bayley tried to take advantage of it, but Nia's like, nah, we're not having any of that, and hit her with the Annihilator. I mean, yeah, really impressive stuff. Yeah, putting all your weight, really impressive shit. Not. So yeah, either way, Nia Jax still the women's champion. So that's another prediction I got wrong, unfortunately. And then it was one of two Judgment Day implosion matches. Damian Priest versus Finn Balor, in which Finn came out with one of those stupid-looking masks, looking like freaking road trash, or street trash, whatever the fuck. And then, of course, Priest came out with that really cool, spiky, black and red jacket deal. Had to stare down before just wailing on each other, kind of like Punk and McIntyre in the cell. Of course, Finn made his entrance alone, but near the end of it, Carlito tried to get involved, and that gave the opening for JD McDonough to attack Priest, but all that did was just anger him. And that played into Finn's plan a little bit, hitting multiple coup de graces to the back of Damian, but even that became one too many, because Balor was getting cocky and tried going for one more, and then Priest caught him with a South of Heaven choke slam. But before any of all that, they were on the outside, and Priest hit him with the Razor's Edge on the ring apron, which is hardest part of the ring, with all that steel and wood meeting each other, and then all that connecting on bone. But yeah, anyway, Priest hit Finn with the South of Heaven choke slam. 1, 2, 3. Priest defied all the odds and won. Then after that, Triple H came out to make an announcement. First announced that there was 16,092 people in attendance, which is pretty wild. Still not as much as like some of the other events, but still pretty cool. And then revealed a Crown Jewel Championship, which is going to be defended yearly at that particular event. So kind of like the Royal Rumble or Money in the Bank, I guess. And also revealed that the World and WWE Champions on both male and female sides are going to face each other for right of that championship, and then at that point Gunther came out, the current World Heavyweight Champion. They're like, oh, what would this show be without me? Pointing out the legends, and particularly pointing out Goldberg. Saying like, oh, remember how I was telling Bret Hart that you were my childhood hero? Nah. How can I look up to a guy that's a one-trick pony? And then, of course, oh, no disrespect, but kept letting out the disrespect, and then turned his attention to Goldberg's son, Gage, saying like, oh, I hope he's a better father than he is a wrestler. At that point, Goldberg hopped out of the crowd, and I was almost expecting like a one solid movement, like hopping over the barricade, diving into the ring, and just spearing his ass. But no, security got involved. I mean, and they don't do that with like when matches get out of hand, but whenever something like that happens, they intervene. So what's up with that? But anyway, then Sami Zayn took advantage of all that, attacked Gunther from behind. Of course, they're going to be having a match on Raw tomorrow, so should be interesting. And then after all that, it was the Women's World Championship match. Rhea Ripley trying to take the title back from Liv Morgan, while Dominic Mysterio is going to be locked inside a shark cage. And apparently Dom's like claustrophobic and scared of heights, so he was freaking out. Of course, all the while he was being a dumb idiot. And then there was at one point he kicked the door open near the end of the match, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Rhea and Liv were just trading shots, and they were doing at one point where Liv was trying to hit the Oblivion, but Rhea just kind of like rolled out of the way and just kind of hit that. I was like, oh, she's in voodoo now. But then Dom somehow got the door open. I guess it didn't really lock it that well. And then he fell out, being caught leg around a chain. And then, of course, Rhea got an idea to try to go outside, grab a kendo stick, and whack him like a piñata. But that's when someone jumped her from behind, and I was almost expecting like it to be Liv, but too big for that. It was returning Raquel Rodriguez. And then that caused a disqualification, which is dumb. Very disappointed at how that one turned out, honestly. So, yeah, another prediction wrong. I'm more bummed about the outcome of the match than getting it wrong, honestly. But then following that, it was the main event. Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu against Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. A pairing that, if you would have told anybody around this time a year ago what happened, they would call you absolutely batshit crazy. But Solo and Jacob had their normal entrances, and then Cody had a high school marching band or college marching band, whatever it was, playing his music before his actual entrance. And then Roman tried to one-up him with that, having a like a normal kind of like orchestra band playing his music. But either way, it was pretty cool. And then Cody had like one of those like winged crown mask things. And of course, Cody and Roman were having a hard time being on the same page, while Solo and Fatu were like talking all throughout the match pretty much, which did lead to some miscommunication, like with Solo tagging himself in. Sikoa at one point hit a spinning solo, I believe on Cody, on the ring apron. And then there was another time when Jacob got sent to the outside by Cody, and Cody was going to tag in Roman, and the camera work would almost make you think that Roman just kind of backed up, but he got pulled down by Fatu. Then after a while, while Sikoa and Jacob were looking like they're going to end it, a guy in a black hoodie and a bandana over his face jumped the crowd and started delivering super kicks. Of course, this was like sometime after Jacob and Solo started mocking the Usos with the super kicks and splashes. And then who would come out to make the save in that aforementioned get-up? It was Jimmy Uso making his long-awaited return. A return that would get overshadowed later after the match, but we'll get into that in all good time. Cody, I believe, would hit a splash on Fatu after delivering a couple of super kicks of his own. And then Roman would hit a couple of spears and Superman punches on Solo and would get the win. And Roman and Jimmy would embrace after a long, intense family squabble, family feud, if you will. And then Cody showed his respect and appreciation to both of them. And then at some point the Tongans got involved, which I think was the main reason that Jimmy came out in the first place. But then they started attacking Cody, and then while Jimmy and Roman were trying to leave, Jimmy was like, "You gave him his word, Oos." And then Roman was trying like, "Nah, one time." And then Jimmy was like, "No, you gotta help him, it's the right thing." And then he's like, "Fine." So they charged back, helped Cody. And then after all that was said and done, you hear like the "if you smell." And then of course, The Rock, the final boss, Dwayne Johnson, would make his return with his People's title, and would just end it by just kind of like the countdown, and then and I'm not really sure if that's directed at Cody or Roman. We'll all find out about that in all good time. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Leave a comment on what you thought of the event, what you thought about those returns, and what you think is going to happen from here. And I'm not really sure what the next video is going to be and when it's going to be, but I have some ideas. But until then, Isaac Brooks, signing off. See you later. Bye.